What's up, you guys? Today's animated series review is about a family of superheroes trying to remain together at all costs, each adapting to their unique individual powers and learning how to function as one, while protecting the Earth from various villains, and I'm talking about the Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four, the animated series, aired in 1994, containing 2 seasons with a total of 26 episodes. Our story begins with the already established Fantastic Four as they're seen to be recognized throughout the city of New York as heroes in the limelight. While being on Dick Clark's telethon, as many episodes showcases them promoting books and other things to help raise money, they eventually share their origins and how this journey started. After a phenomenon was aimed to hit Earth, all 4 members take flight into space. However, after being hit by cosmic rays, they wind up receiving powers, some more grateful than others. To avoid any further harm to themselves or causing the public to panic, they eventually find residence in the Baxter Building, all living under one roof, thus coming up with the name the Fantastic Four. So within the Fantastic Four, you have Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic, a genius with the powers of superhuman elasticity and also the leader of the group. Suzanne Sue Storm, aka Invisible Woman, the wife of Reed Richards with the powers of invincibility and force field projection. Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch, the younger brother of Sue Storm with the powers of pyrokinesis, and the one who's often the angered one. And Ben Grimm, aka The Thing, Reed's best friend and a rock-like exterior with the powers of super strength. And on a side note, one of my favorite things about this show is the massive amount of allies and cameos from other characters such as Namor the Submariner, the Silver Surfer, Daredevil, Black Panther, Thor, Ghost Rider, the Hulk, Nova, Uatu the Watcher, the Inhumans consisting of Black Bolt, Lockjaw, Medusa, Gorgon, Karnak, Triton, and Crystal. You also have Alicia, Ben's love interest, who's blind. Then you have special cameos from the Avengers consisting of Iron Man, Vision, She-Hulk, and Hercules, as well as very brief appearances by the New Warriors, Storm, Darkhawk, Justice, Sabra, Speedball, Namorita, Scarlet Spider, the X-Men, and Stan Lee, who narrates a few episodes with his Marvel language converter. As for the villains, you have some main characters who appear on and off such as Doctor Doom, Galactus, Terrax, and the Skrulls with Super Skrull. Then you have one-off villains like the Puppet Master, Mole Man, Firelord, Annihilus, Blastar, Ego the Living Planet, Ulysses Claw, Sentry, Psycho Man, Morat, the Frightful Four consisting of Wizard, Hydro Man, Trapster and Medusa, Maximus, Seeker, and Malice the Mistress of Hate. Throughout Season 1, the show suffers the same fate as Iron Man the Animated Series, as there's really nothing that goes on. Aside from seeing the Fantastic Car and other vehicles for means of transportation, or the constant bickering between the Thing and Johnny, you can easily tell the show wouldn't last very long. However, the only redeeming thing about Season 1 is giving us some storylines about Sue Storm being attracted to Namor and his fight for pollution, causing Reed to feel a little insecure about their relationship. Then there's the sad origins of Dr. Doom, aka Vincent Von Doom, and how he lost his father for being labeled a sorcerer in an old village, thus utilizing his love for technology to get revenge. And probably the only highlight of this season is the appearance of Galactus with the Silver Surfer. Although Norrin Radd's storyline wasn't heavily deciphered until his own animated series a few years later, but seeing how his change of heart and not wanting to be Galactus' herald was pretty awesome nonetheless. The remaining episodes unfortunately shows the Fantastic Four being evicted from the Baxter Building for numerous property damages, the Thing promoting movies and selling his rights to MTV to make money, Johnny singing songs which was the weirdest thing I ever saw, and heading to Greece. Despite that pretty easygoing start to the series, Season 2 really takes it up a notch. Not only do we get a new theme song, new animation style, and alternate costume colors, but the storyline becomes a little darker with a far better storyline to continue the show. For starters, after being evicted from the Baxter Building, they eventually create the Four Freedoms Plaza where they now establish their new headquarters. Not only this, but many episodes finally shows how exhausted they are of being famous yet growing by working as a team, utilizing each of their powers for one's gain to overcome many obstacles faced with different villains. We also get to see Reed finally be in his zone, showing off his knowledge and expertise as certain occasions lead him to lose his mind trying to find solutions to saving mankind. There's a lot of pressure and burdens that carry over his shoulders, and it shows on numerous occasions. Sue and Johnny discover their father Franklin Storm is still alive, and the reason behind it are somewhat emotional, but the heavier themes here are the relationships. For example, Ben continues to dwell on his relationship with Alicia because he resents the way he looks and faces dilemmas no one really understands when it comes to features. Although he keeps being optimistic that one day he'll return human, eventually realizing what having powers means also results in sacrifices. The sad thing is, he also holds back from marrying her. Johnny, however, gets hit the hardest as the struggles to be taken seriously takes its toll. Not only is he the youngest, but also suffers from finding true love. Although he dates a few people throughout, only 2 females hit him the most, where one of them is Frankie Ray, aka Nova. Seeing similarities in powers builds a unique bond between the two, and almost joining the Fantastic Four, but thanks to Galactus, Frankie sacrifices her love for Johnny and her normal life to be Galactus' herald and states to be free, forever roaming the galaxy in loneliness. And then you have Crystal, who's part of the Inhumans. The love between her and Johnny become very close that when the city of Adelon for the Inhumans becomes a barrier away from the regular humans, this devastates them both, missing each other constantly throughout the season. Seeing Johnny moping around didn't help either. Johnny's main purpose from here on out was to find a way to free Crystal, and although he eventually does so, it's unclear if she joins the group seeing how there wasn't a proper ending. However, the best part of the entire series is the return of Galactus and altercations with the Fantastic Four. Seeing Galactus continue to make agreements with Mr. Fantastic is definitely an adrenaline-rushing moment. With the world at his fingertips, it even causes Thor to help out as well. Galactus eventually becomes so much of a threat that even characters like Ghost Rider, Ego the Living Planet, and Doctor Doom all face him one way or another. Then you also have Silver Surfer, who continues to figure out his purpose, but also shines discovering the beauty of human nature, yet his conflictions leaves him to still search for answers. Other than that, Season 2 offers a lot of battles and action scenes between numerous characters throughout, which are a lot to reference. However, a very iconic fight scene would be the Hulk versus the Thing, which also continues later on in the Hulk the Animated Series. Aside from one filler episode and a brief conclusion, there was talks for a Season 3 for the show furthering the storyline of Namor, as well as Sue being pregnant, but unfortunately it never came to be. This show surprisingly is pretty entertaining despite the slow pace of Season 1. Season 2 makes up all the difference with its darker tones and storylines, as well as the emotional love triangles, relationships, and character development. Sure, some characters also received origin episodes, but it made me respect this group a lot more, seeing how the dynamic of being a family is extremely important. Therefore, the Fantastic Four, the animated series, gets a B/B+. Thanks for watching, give a like and subscribe for more animated series reviews, and stay tuned for the next episode.